morning. This is Darcy Edwards here with Hillsborough Connections and Queen Bee Leadership Training and Edwards Realty Trust. And today we have on a very special guest. He's a very good friend of mine. And his business is something that is right now so needed and so timely. Mark Kramer with the Mark Kramer Agency is going to talk a little bit about his business and how during this amazing pandemic that we're going through that actually you can get some coverage and help yourself and protect your family. So welcome, Mark. So glad to see you. Glad you're able to make it today.
Good morning. It's so fun to be here. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit, like, just what is Family Heritage?
So Family Heritage is a supplemental insurance company, and what we do is we basically protect families financially when they go through things like heart attack and stroke or cancer, accidents, illness, that sort of thing. And we basically put money in their accounts as they go through the treatments.
Awesome. Well, and I'm gonna put it out there. I'm a client as well. I get no payment, no endorsements,
Mhm.
nothing for promoting you. But it is such a great program that I think people really need to know it's out there. We were talking before, we have insurance for our cars. That doesn't mean we get in a wreck every day. So, how'd you get into this line of work to serve people? Because you're really a servant.
Thank you. Yeah, well, through a long illness for my wife was really how I came to understand, the cost of illness and what it really costs as opposed to just what you think it costs when you have your health insurance. But then as I got through that and I started thinking about this, there's a lot of family and friends that I've had that have gone through cancer, especially. And I've watched their finances deteriorate over the years. So that's really kind of how I got into it and made the decision to work with this company.
Excellent, excellent. So, quick question on here. How has our amazing little virus affected people? Like, so this question came up to me that I just thought of. People who are already suffering from cancer,
Mhm.
they're not getting in and getting treatments, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, um, that's a great time to, connect with people and ask
Yeah.
them, like, hey, are you covered during these times? I
Mhm.
mean, this is a brand new world we're in. So,
It
um,
is.
yeah, can
Yeah.
you explain a little bit like your
So
process and how that
absolutely. So
works?
a lot of folks they are not getting treatments, and the one thing that I'm a little more concerned about is people aren't getting their pre-screenings done because all this is based on getting a getting yourself covered before you have a diagnosis. And a lot of folks are not getting into the doctors for that. With what's going on with the COVID situation, we're putting in place a lot of intensive care plans right now because people end up in the ICU unit. They're obviously not going to work, and it's a burden on their family. And we can put money into the accounts anywhere between $200 and $1,600 a day while they're there. So it's really put a fine point on, when you are sick and you can't work, how does that affect you financially? So yeah, it's been a big deal in terms of what's going on right now.
Absolutely. Shined a light on our where we have some maybe some gaps in
Hmm.
our finances and in our coverages.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, the other part of it, it's not just cancer that you cover, right? There's
Right.
other programs. So why don't you discuss a little bit of those
Yeah.
other areas where people can have coverage as well?
Exactly. So, cancer and cardiac care are probably the two that bankrupt most people really, really quickly. So those are two main products that we offer, but we also do intensive care situations where if you're in an intensive care unit for any reason, if you end up having accidents, I always believe anybody that owns a horse or rides a motorcycle definitely needs to have this kind of coverage because it's just inevitable. You're going to get bucked off or you're going to slide off your motorcycle at some point. But other things can happen too, construction workers that fall off ladders and all these things can happen. So the main four products that we offer are cancer, heart attack, stroke, intensive care, and accident coverage.
Yeah, personally, I mean, I feel free to share this. My son, dirt bike rider.
Mhm,
My daughter
mhm,
and husband, horseback riders. I occasionally do that, but also the other part of that that I'm okay with sharing, I'm pretty sure, is that the stroke, like things happen that you aren't thinking. So like maybe you don't take your medication correctly, or you can't afford to take your medication right now, and it causes you to have a stroke or something like that. So
mhm.
this is a perfect answer to that, and it does put a lightness on your heart when you know that you're kind of covered. You're not more,
Mhm.
I wouldn't say you're more risky, but I feel better a little bit about my
A
son
little bit
going
of
out and
peace of
riding his dirt
mind.
bike. Yeah,
Yeah.
i,
Yeah. I
I
have a
feel.
lot of customers that tell me that's the peace of mind they feel once they have the coverage.
Right. It's a peace of mind. I think I even talked to you after some things. I'm like, oh my gosh, is this covered? Oh my gosh, is that
Mhm,
covered?
mhm.
And most of it was covered, so it was fabulous, and it was good to know, like in the future, of things like to keep in my
Yeah.
mind.
Uh-huh.
Um, so how expensive is this? Is this going to break the bank?
It's surprisingly inexpensive, and people oftentimes don't, they hear the word insurance and they immediately go, oh, well, it's either going to cost me too much or I'm never going to get anything out of it. But
Right.
for younger folks, everything's based on age. So for younger folks, I have plans that are, um, like for in the cancer plan, $12 a month here in Oregon.
Right.
I've got an intensive care plan that's $3.50 for the really younger folks a
Hmm.
month. I mean, it's like having a couple of cups of coffee. It's really not that much.
So let me take that back. Let's say,
Yeah.
okay, the worst thing happens. Child, somebody get, or yourself gets the virus, and it does the damage right to your lungs, and you're in on a ventilator, on um, intensive care. Is that kind of stuff kind of covered?
So it really depending on the plan that you're talking about. So for instance, in that situation where you're on a ventilator and you're in the intensive care unit, it's based on the fact that you've been admitted to the ICU on that day. So we've
Okay.
got a daily amount that we'll give per day up to 30 days on that one.
Okay,
Um,
great. 30 days.
yeah,
Okay, I have a friend whose husband has been in the hospital, I think in ICU, probably 3 weeks
yeah,
at
yeah,
least. So
right,
it's that's happening right here. That's
right.
right around the corner from my office. And so, if you have not spoken to Mark yet and had invited him into your home, do it today. So the other thing that's pretty cool about your company that I love is, I call it the "Show Me the Money" clause. So why don't you explain what the "Show Me the Money" clause is?
When you ask me why I got into this, this is one of the big reasons why I decided to go to work for this company. I call this insurance done right. And what it is you put a policy of any of these policies in force and you keep it in force for a specific time based on the policy, usually 20, 25 years. At the end of that time period, as you've been having coverage all this time, we're going to automatically go in and we're going to say, what's happened in your policy? And if you haven't had any claims, they're going to generate a check for every penny that you put in right back to you, and you make your next regular payment, and your coverage continues. So you're not sacrificing your coverage when you get
Right.
your money back.
Uh,
Um, and even if you have some claims, if there's anything left over, money in minus any claims, anything left over, you get that back. But the real piece of insurance is that, hey, you have a serious case and you've got more money coming back in claims than you put in premium. We're the only company in the country that does this.
wow, that's fabulous.
Yeah.
So how can people get a hold of you? Like, how do they? What does a meeting with you look
Mhm.
like?
So right now, with the COVID stuff going on, we have pivoted to doing almost everything on Zoom and email. So and I actually kind of like it
Me
because
too.
it's fun. I can see the people I'm talking to as opposed to over the phone. But people can get a hold of me at my website, which is markcreameragency.com. There's a form there they can fill out. They can email me at mark@familyheritagenw.com, or they can call me at 503-341-4345.
Awesome. So what states do you operate in?
So our company, the company I work for, Family Heritage, we operate in 49 of the 50 states. Unfortunately, the only state we don't operate in now is the state of New York. But we do operate in all other 50 states. And I personally am licensed in Oregon, Washington, Utah, Nebraska, and could be licensed in other states as well. But if need be, I can refer to other agents that are on my team to give people covered as well.
Excellent. Are you growing that team?
We are actually. This has also kind of put a razor point on the fact that people might be looking at changing careers, and we are going full steam ahead and hiring folks. And again, just give me a call. It's a great career. It gives you some security down the road in terms of residual income, and it's just a great opportunity for the right person. So I oftentimes will say I'll give anybody an interview. So just give me a call and let's talk about it.
Awesome. Well, I know you have a servant's heart. So if you are somebody out there and you're looking at redefining your career path, give Mark a call and see if this is a great fit for you. Mark, it has been a pleasure to talk to you, and a great
Thank you.
reminder of the security that I have in your product. And I just am, it was so good to hear from you and to have you here with us today.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Have a great day, everybody.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.